Neat.
Okay, we're being recorded. So anyway, we're just going to have an easy, uh, meditative, plenty of breathing class tonight. But this quotation from the Mind's Journal says, "Don't be afraid to start over. This time you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience." So if you ever have any something that you're starting that's new, um, new business, new nutrition program, new, I don't know, chores, whatever, um, new creative projects, it's okay to start over because you've got experience under your belt, life experience. And I was watching a video that someone sent me, and then it rolled into another video. You know how that happens. And it was about this young woman. I think she was 17 at the time. Um, she was so beautiful, and she was working at Target. And this woman came up to her and said, "You could win the Miss USA or Miss America pageant." And she said, "What?" She just clearly was beautiful. So this woman met with her at the coffee shop, and they talked, and she says, "Okay, I'll do it." So she did it, and she went, and she lost. So she went, and she was in the service. They showed her in her fatigues and running and all of that. Very thin, lanky woman, beautiful. But then she went again and lost. So she talked to this woman that mentored her, and she said, "Just keep going, keep trying. I know you can do this." So she went back and she did it again, and she lost. And she went back again and she lost. And this time she had been on Facebook and saw that her mentor, there were all these RIPs, 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 and she couldn't believe that this woman had passed away, and nobody told her until she saw it on Facebook. So this time she really felt motivated to go and to do it. And she did. Um, she went 6 times. So the sixth time she won. She won. And she is so, so beautiful. I don't know how she couldn't win, but so, there's starting something new, but then there's the persistence in keeping up with making it happen, or just bringing success to yourself around it. Or maybe you make the decision that it's not worth it. It doesn't matter. It's personal, right? But I just thought this was a really great um, quotation. Don't be afraid to start over. This time you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. And at my age, I can say that. So I'm going to turn off my sounds on my phone here. So just come into easy pose, and we'll start centering and feeling brave from just the ability to start something new. And if you read that letter from Martha Graham to, I forget the other woman's name, how she says it's not up to us to judge whether we're doing a good job. It's for us. It's up to us to show up, express whatever it is within us, and let the chips fall where they may. So I really like that concept. So reaching up through your spinal column, we'll work some with pyramid power tonight. Because with all the geometry in the class I had last night, it's kind of rolling around in my brain to work with the pyramid. So as you sit comfortably and start to relax down from your day, letting go of the activities that you've had in your routine today, just use your imagination to create a pyramid around you. So the base of it would be on the floor, and then it's going to come up over your head. And then when we stand up for our standing poses, the pyramid will expand with us so that we're still covered. But also create another pyramid where the base is joined with the base of the upward pointing one, and this one points downward, down into the earth. And you can bring in some color if you like, if there's a color that pops into your head that you want to work with or need to work with. It can be white light, it can be blue for peacefulness, green for healing. You can combine just whatever's right for you to put in your pyramid. Now, the energy of a pyramid, so that you know at least partially why we're working with this, is there's 3 levels of the energy. And I'm sorry, I can't remember the first level, but I know it rises. And then in the center, there's like a fire. There's a, like, almost like a flame in the center. And then the energy goes up and shoots out the top of the pyramid. So you can spiral that energy around inside the pyramid. And often that represents the Kundalini energy, the serpent energy that rises in your spine. So just play with that for a few breaths. Notice your feelings that come up. When we start like this, I just always feel all this love coming to the surface, love and gratitude. It's just amazing. So see what you feel. Not to compare, just to see what's happening with you. Focus on your breath now. Connect with your pattern of breathing. Also, if you're one that receives visuals, imagery in your mind, if you see any, just pay attention to those as you focus on your breath. Hmm. And scan your body for sensation. See what your muscles are feeling, what's going on in your body, if you have any tight spots or any areas that need a little extra TLC. And if you like, we can create an intention or an affirmation, something along the lines of a new start. So I embrace starting new things. And I know you're busy, so it can be little things. It doesn't have to be major. It can be just deciding to breathe deep breaths more throughout the day. And we'll attune to breath, bring palms in over your heart, and breathe up towards the peak of your pyramid. And breathe out as you lower. We'll do 5 rounds. So this is 2. And last one. And we'll start with our snake sway, just rolling side to side, starting at your hips and rolling up through your spinal column, like seaweed in the ocean, moving with the deep waves. The next time you come over to your right leg, just face that leg and come down over your knee. Stretch away from the hip. Just feel where you need to lengthen more. You might need to go back a little bit or forward. So just see what works to give you a nice stretch in your hip, your side. And then just lift up arm's length. Bring both hands just beyond your thigh. Lengthen in your spinal column and just walk your hands around for a gentle twist. Look over your shoulder. Just be sure to create space in your spine. And then coming out of it, just keep your right hand on the mat and come into your side stretch. Reach up and breathe. And exhale, come over. Open the shoulders. And lift back up. We'll take our, we'll lean back and just, excuse me, switch feet. And breathe up and over to the other side. Oh no, we went over the knee first. Let's do that to loosen up in the hip. Excuse me. Just coming and facing the leg and coming down and then drawing the stretch where you need to. If it feels tight anywhere. And now we'll lift up, keeping your left hand on the mat and bringing your right arm up. Breathe, reach, and come over to the side. Rotate the shoulders so they're forward. All right. And now just lower your hand down. Walk both hands as you lengthen in your spine. Walk both hands around into your twist. All right. And then we'll return to center. Just stretch out your legs, shake out your knees. And circle around in your ankles. And reverse. And flex and point. So Sit tall up on your sitting bones. Press the legs against the mat and press through your heels. Dandasana. And then point your toes. All right. So come up onto the balls of your feet. We'll rock on our toes a few times. Now be mindful of your pyramids that you've created. Let them expand with your movement. And notice too if your color has changed inside your pyramid. Stretch your heels down. And we'll come into a plank. You can walk your feet back, step your feet back, or hop back into plank. I'm just going to turn sideways here. Plant the balls of your feet into the ground. Stretch through your heels and your neck. And then lift your right leg up, just wherever it'll lift. And just bend your knee and bring it in. Hold just a bent knee. Off the floor. And then pull back into downward facing dog and stretch that leg up. Now a nice little stretch for the hip. Bring your knee down. Take it over to the left. And just bring your hip towards the floor. Little twist in the low back and come back into plank. Lift the left leg up. That's it. And bring the knee in. And then bring the foot out to the right. Just straighten it out and bring the hip down. And then lift back up into downward facing dog. Okay. Now bend the right knee, bring it in and step forward into sun pose. Stretch the hips. Lift your chin. Come onto your fingertips. Lift up. Just place your right palm on the thigh or the knee. Lift up. Bring your left elbow outside for a prayer twist. Palms together. See if you can twist far enough that you can bring your palms in front of your sternum. See if that'll work for you. So you come down to your shoulder pretty much. And then use that arm against your leg for leverage. Oh, it's a luscious stretch. Now just bring your left hand down. Come onto the outer edge of your left foot. Take your right leg back, come into side plank. Just stack the feet. Come up. And then come back down. I'm going to turn the other side. Okay, so we'll come into downward facing dog. And then lift the knee and step forward into sun pose. Relax your hips down. Look up, honoring the sun. Then come onto your fingertips, lift, plant your feet into the ground, come up onto the left knee, bring your right arm around the outside into your prayer twist. Thumbs into your sternum if possible. And then unwind. Oh, that's right. Bring your right palm down. Come on the outer edge of your right foot. Slide your left foot down to meet your right. You can use both hands if you need to. Come into your side plank. Bring your hand down, both knees, child's pose. Rest. And just think about, what is it you want to start new? Is there anything? Okay. And we'll lift up onto hands and knees. Bring your right foot around the left leg. Separate your feet. Come down into hero. Down sitting. Make sure both sitting bones are on the floor. Palms are on the soles of your feet. And this is an excellent one for the hips. We'll breathe and lift up through our crown, up through our pyramid. Deep breath, exhale, lead with the chest, come down over your legs. And bring your palms forward. Lean back a little bit and spring forward onto your knees. And this time bring your left leg around the right. Separate your feet and come down sitting in hero pose. We are heroes. With what we've accomplished in our lives this time, we're all heroes. Palms on the soles of your feet for a breath or two. And again, reach up through your crown. Breathe and hinge forward in your hips. Lead with the chest. If you find there's a sore spot on the way to your usual maximum stretch, then just pause and breathe, relax, and start again. If you come to another place that's a little tight, pause, breathe, relax. And then roll back up. Now bring your hands around behind you, fingertips or palms, either way. Open the shoulders and the chest. Lift your ribs and your heart. We're just going to go into an arch. Okay, going to work with the counter pose. So reach up through your lotus and then open to the back. And release. Just a little bend forward as a counter pose. And lift back up. Hands behind you. Just bring your feet out. Lift up into the reverse table. And I'm going to turn back to where we're facing front and lower down. Okay. Come into easy pose or half lotus, whatever you want to sit in for our Nadi Shodhana. So bringing your right hand out, index and second finger in, cup your hand, right thumb on the right nostril. Breathe in through the left to a count of 4 or whatever's better for you. Switch, exhale through the right to a count of 8 or double whatever your inhale was. Then inhale through the right. Switch, exhale through the left. Now we're going to add something. So you know Nadi Shodhana. So what we're going to do is breathe in through the left to a count of 4. Close the nostril and hold your breath for a count of 16. Exhale through the right to a count of 8 if possible, and then inhale, good deep breath to a count of 4. Close both nostrils, hold the breath, count to 16. Release, exhale through the left to a count of 8. And repeat. Inhale left, 4. Close, hold for 16. Release the right nostril, exhale to a count of 8. Inhale, count of 4. Close, hold for 16. Release the left nostril, exhale to a count of 8. Okay, we'll repeat that same sequence one more time. I'll be quiet this time. Just breathe and hold. Okay. Now, just with your eyes closed, notice what that was like. What was your mind, body, spirit experience of Nadi showed now with the breath retention? And we'll talk about that briefly after our session. But for now, just come down onto your back. If your body's calling for some stretch or anything, this is a short version of our session. So if there's something you need that you can do on the floor, provide that. Relax in Shavasana. Start now to return to our physical dimension. Being aware of your body, sensations, the floor, sounds in the room, breeze, fragrance, relaxation. Start to wiggle fingers and toes, loosen them up. Slide feet together. Lift your knees. And come over to one side and press up into sitting. Bring hands into your favorite mudra. Or since we're working with pyramid visualization, you can bring your hands into the Sahasrara mudra, which is the lotus flower. So palms together. Press thumbs and pinky fingers together and open the hands and fingers. And then bringing palms back together again. And may we embrace starting new things, no fear, no judgment, just embracing the opportunities. So have a pleasant evening, a great night, sweet dreams. Namaste.
Well, that was nice. I got interrupted though.
You
Aw.
did?
Well, at
Yeah.
least your computer worked.
Yeah. And then going to reboot or try to update.
It's paused. It's paused.
She
Oh,
started
it's still
I
doing
didn't
it.
know. I did pause it. Okay, because I wanted to check with you to see how you felt after your Nadi Shodhana. What did you notice when you did it and afterwards? Or what about your Shavasana and anything that you noticed?
Just very relaxed.
Yeah, I didn't do the whole thing. It was broken up, but I did notice the second time when I was doing the hold for 16
Mm-hmm.
that it was relaxing. It's just if you just respect the breath and
Yes.
just gracefully breathe it in.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much about the number. And then
Right.
it's like you're almost like pausing. If you don't think of it as a hold, you think of it as a pause. It is relaxing then when you
Mm-hmm.
let it go.
Yeah,
just seems to
it
go
is a
out.
pause. They call it breath
Yes.
retention.
Okay.
Yeah. But I used to do it a lot back when I had my house and I lived by myself, so it was really quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And during the day I would do it, and I remember doing it, and I built up like I was doing like 40
Oh.
count of 40.
Whoa.
But I mean, you get so deep into relaxation. And I remember having a thought, and I felt that thought impact my heart.
Wow.
Now, it was not a negative thought. It was
Right.
something along the lines of, oh, I have to do something at the grocery store, you know, which, but you know, it was a thought that came in.
Yeah.
So,
Gee.
it's pretty amazing the depth that you can get with Nadi Shodhana. We should do it more because it's
Mhm.
so profoundly deepening in your meditation. And that's when you start to have experiences and
Mhm.
maybe visions or whatever. It's
Yeah,
wonderful.
we need to do it more.
Huh?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I agree. We need to.
And also chanting some ohms.
Yes, I thought about the other night, the last time we did yoga, and you mentioned the Om symbol behind you. It's like, yeah, we should be chanting.
Uh-huh.
Yes, we should. So, I mean, it's just so good. There's so many things you can do in yoga that, I mean, I would do my singing bowls
Yeah.
too. I think I can change the sound so that it comes off of my headset and goes to the TV, so
Mm.
that you could hear my singing bowls. We'll have to experiment with that sometime
Yeah.
and see.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to leave. It was wonderful, wonderful
Okay.
seeing you both.
Good
Me
to see
too.
you too.
See you
Yeah.
Wednesday.
See you Wednesday.
Okay, sounds
All
good.
right.
Bye.
Love you. Namaste.